Hello, fellow PTs. My name is Professor Pete. This is the No BS Guide 642. So, the first vocab word we gotta figure out is the Belmont Principle, which is developed in 1979 to protect the rights of participants in studies, because we were probably a little bit unethical back then. And it helps guide ethical principles in studies, and this includes beneficence, justice, and respect.
For persons.
For persons. Yeah. So I guess animals are not included. But
Dr. Mike.
Beneficence. Basically, just you gotta care about the people in your study. Care about the well-being. Justice. Had to be fair in the research process, and you gotta equally distribute the risk. And an example of this would be you can't discriminate when you're selecting your population. We all know what discriminating is. Pretty simple. Don't discriminate. And respect basically revolves around this. Gotta respect their ability to make their own decisions because they're a person. Okay? Autonomy. Good. We literally had an exam about this. What is this, Tolfa?
The patient's right or ability to dictate what choices they do.
Exactly. Basically, their act to make this ability and freedom to make decisions, right? I don't know if I can spell that. That's it. It's simple. Now, in studies, you're gonna be testing medications. For my PICO, we did oral baclofen. So obviously there's risks involved with that. So risks are it's pretty simple. The harm that goes beyond normal day-to-day life.
How many terms are there?
She sent out 10, but everyone forgets she puts extra terms about the actual quiz.
Right.
In Blackboard as well.
Pro tip.
That exceeds normal life. All right.
Are these straight definitions from the book?
Kind of, and me making them simple. And benefits, literally just potential.
I think at the end you should run through the Quizlet.
Mine?
Or the textbook definitions, just in case.
Oh, I went through them already, basically.
I don't know, just sometimes they have words that stick out in vocab quizzes. That makes sense.
Okay, we can do that. Potential reduction.
At the end of lecture?
Yeah. Of symptoms.
Make sure you look at the camera.
And then
I might actually post it on my YouTube, just for the hell of it.
Risk.
I don't really care about my YouTube.
Benefit ratio.
You know how everyone watches or looks at Kara's Quizlets?
Yeah, they're gonna be watching my 642. It's just literally the ratio of risk to benefits that a participant's gonna face in a study. So the benefits should outweigh the risks.
It's like steroids.
Exactly.
The benefits
outweigh the risks.
They do.
All right. That's simple. She's definitely gonna ask just simple definition questions about that. Then the last definition.
So benefit. Look at that. Risks. Harm that exceeds normal life. Benefits. Potential reduction of symptoms. Okay.
Alright. This, she's definitely gonna ask a question about.
Scott, the video guy doesn't like the way that you read.
That's why you're behind the camera, not in front of it.
I can join in the camera. Co-professor.
So we have
I'm better as a commentator.
Institutional board. How the fuck do you spell board? No. Review. Board. Or the IRB. So they basically just review research to see their ethics, right? Research for like proper ethics and shit, right? I don't know, I feel like she might ask that like the members have to be from like diverse backgrounds.
Institutional Review Board. Review research for proper ethics. So these are like the ops.
These are the fucking ops.
You know, if research wasn't ethical, a lot more research could be done.
Yeah. Yes. Before we were able to get away with a lot more shit. Like, I'm pretty sure we were able to.
Like Pavlov.
Oh.
He got a lot of shit done.
That. And for the fat pad in the knees, one of the most like painful areas.
Just hit him.
Cause they just fucking stabbed it. Like we can't do that shit anymore. Bring it back.
And it's all because of the IRB.
And this IRB can conduct full reviews.
Members from diverse backgrounds. So does that mean they have different races?
I think think diverse backgrounds
or
and
like
education.
Education and expertise. My fault.
I'll clarify. That's a good word. I don't know how to spell. Expertise. For reviews. How the fuck you spell expedited? Expedited.
EXPEDITE.
Then exempted reviews. Okay, boys, or singular boy.
I have a whole fan base. I have 9 subscribers. One of my friends from home watches all my videos, but he just randomly comments shit. He'll be like, I post my videos for like class, my videos assignments,
Yeah.
and he's like, "This guy's the GOAT." He doesn't miss.
So it's this. We'll start here. Full reviews. Makes sense. It just reviews the risk and like make sure vulnerable populations are not getting abused. There's like a shit ton of vulnerable populations. Literally everyone you can think of who aren't like white males. Yeah.
Whoa, pause.
Pause.
No, actually, could you clarify on that?
It was in the concept check. It was literally like prisoners, children, elderly, uninsured, socioeconomic.
What about these people?
They're vulnerable populations that can be abused in studies.
Oh, so they're getting protected.
Exactly. You know, because studies like offer money to be like join our study for like $200. But what if they're like gonna fuck them up? Like, I don't know, if they're not ethical.
Facts.
And their like drug is gonna kill them.
So what's an exempted review?
So it's a good question.
What's expedited?
We'll start with expedited. So this,
Why is this under the IRB?
because they conduct these.
Oh.
So if you're about to do a research study, you submit a proposal to like the IRB, and then they either do a full review, expedited review, or they do to like exempt it. Expedited has to be minimal risk, right? And
I should just send this to my tutorial group.
It's just minimal risk. Like it has to show like a low risk to benefit ratio, and exempt. However, the subjects must be like anonymous.
You should do examples, like if you can, and then write them in a different color. It would help for my visual learner.
Or
The visual learners out there just like me.
okay. So for example, this could be like survey data.
Oh, yeah.
Data.
Basically the studies that say that red meat isn't healthy for you.
Exactly.
They're all surveys right outside McDonald's.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I guess the point across.
And yeah, there's collected in a way that the subjects can't be identified. And then a study here, like a minimal risk study, would be like walk on the treadmill and let's see what happens. There's like no risk.
Yeah.
Why would they need to do a full review on that?
Why is that under expedited?
Because
Why are these subsections of?
Because these are different types of reviews. So if you submit a study, for example, like oral, like baclofen, that has like side effects. You can go like,
Yeah. So it's not
it's not going to be.
It's not a minimal risk. But why is it not why could it not be an expedited study?
Because I would say it doesn't have like minimal risk.
So in order to be an expedited study, it has to have minimal risk.
Yeah, it's the big thing. Just like really minimal risk.
So it's like quick and painless.
Quick, painless, doesn't have a lot of the risk. So that exceeds normal life. So like you're taking a drug that hasn't been studied before, that's not going to be considered minimal risk. Then
I don't like the word exempted review.
they don't have to be. There doesn't have to be a review done on them. Exempted. You're exempt. Like when you're doing your taxes and you make under.
like these. It's saying like it doesn't happen.
Yeah, they don't have to do a review.
Oh wait. I'm confused on the exempted reviews.
Just think about your taxes.
Yeah.
You have an individual deduction. If you make under, I think $12,000.
Yeah.
If you make under $12,000, which like we all do, we're exempt from like paying taxes.
Okay.
Like we're exempt from it. It's like the same concept. But if I made $100,000, I'm not gonna be exempt from paying taxes. I'm gonna have to file it. They're gonna have to review it. They're gonna review that, like, okay, these numbers make sense and shit.
Oh, so there are certain studies that don't need to go through the IRB to get reviewed?
Exactly.
Oh, like studies where people aren't identified?
Exactly. Because there's no risks in them.
Oh.
Like if they put out a survey.
So yeah, these are like really easy or like really chill studies.
Exactly. Like they put out a survey asking guys like what their favorite eye color is, and are anonymous. Like how is that gonna put the guy at risk?
Okay, so full reviews are the most, like
Stringent.
maybe a problem.
Yeah, like we're testing a new myostatin inhibitor to potentially increase muscle gain, but we don't know the side effects.
Right. That could be
Full review.
All right, I'm following now.
All right.
Is that all?
No.
I mean, all for
IRB.
IRB.
Yeah, for the most part. Let me just double check here. IRB approval. Yeah. I think we're looking good here. There's like another term in here. Justice.
What is justice?
It's just fairness
I know a guy named Justice.
Actually?
Yeah, he goes to somewhere in the school. And Justice Hill.
And then,
Fairness in the research process.
and basically, like, of risk. Okay. And then an example of this, you can't discriminate when you select your subjects.
So it'd be like we were doing a survey study about people's opinions on sports, but you primarily targeted males instead of females. That wouldn't be justice because you're discriminating?
Unless your study is like just directly focusing about like males' opinions or something.
It's considered equal gender.
So if it's equal gender, then you end up just asking guys and probably
I don't know. What would be an example of discrimination?
it's looking stud in the fucking textbook. It takes really hard to do that. To like discriminate.
To discriminate?
Like most.
Yeah, like why would you discriminate? Posted a video in my RDL forum and everyone said it was shit. My mom said it was good. I know they're just messing with me. How I could do it much better.
Always ask for consent.
Yep.
Always. And
Indirect pathway.
indirect pathway.
Take the direct pathway.
It's excitatory. The informed consent is basically they agreed to participate. Like you didn't force them. It's consent.
Yep. We know this one.
How the fuck do you spell it? Oh.
Yo, this guy can't spell. This guy has a photographic memory. That's crazy.
But I can't remember if it's a posterior leaf or a fucking semi-solid.
Yeah.
Alright. But to get consent, you have to like tell them certain things. So you gotta tell them what the study entails. Like
It's
the
spelled with E.
fuck. The purpose. The procedures. Like the risks. The list goes on. One thing I might, or she might ask, so basically if there's a control group, then they basically must tell the participant there's a chance they might get put in the control group or the actual treatment group. Can be to control.
So they don't. So if they're in the control, they don't know if they're in the control, but they.
They are told they have a chance to be in the control group or a treatment group.
One of our subscribers just asked, "What are you studying if there are two different lists?"
Two different what?
Lists, like vocab lists. What do you have to say about that, Dr. Nick? Dr. Nick.
So you study the one she puts in Blackboard, which is directed to, well, you mean for the 2 different classes?
Oh. It was asked right now,
Oh.
referring to this week. Lauren said, "What are you studying?" Since she sent out 2 different lists.
Oh, the list she sent out, if you guys read the date, it says the content for the week March 25th. That's next week.
I did notice that.
So, they're stupid. So the list we had to focus
I
on
realize they might watch this.
is when she said this week's quiz, and she said good luck and get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. That's the list I'm focusing on, and the list that she puts in Blackboard as well, integrated in the outline section.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yep. You're welcome, Lauren. So, the list I'm studying is rights of the control group, rights of withdrawal, supervision of students, distributed justice, like that shit. Okay?
Yep.
Back to it.
Can you teach us how to get some bitches?
I have no clue. Ask Tyler Echolt. What the fuck his name?
Eisenhower?
Eisenhower.
You don't even know his last
I don't
name.
know his last name. No, it's an E.
Somehow he does pull a new girl every week.
He gets the most bitches out of the guys in the program.
Moving up.
Moving on. Since she said in the vocab list, it's like rights of the control group. I think they might ask so let's say you sign up for a study because they're offering like an Alzheimer treatment, a trial, and you're like, oh, I kind of want to sign up for the study because I want to see the possible benefits, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a control group and the treatment group. There's a chance that you get put in the control group and you get a placebo pill.
Right.
So, if you get put in the control group and then after the study, it's shown to be really beneficial,
They'll give you it.
they can give it to you as compensation, right?
Yes.
Give treatment.
Just found out I have pro bono tomorrow.
Wait.
Common Andrew L.
Oh, I don't have pro bono. I think it's next week. After the study for compensation, okay?
Yep.
One thing for the informed consent, if she's gonna ask, has to include an ability to withdraw.
I get my first appearance.
Okay. And we're actually almost done.
Are we?
I think.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, we back? Where's it paused?
We're back.
All right. Next term.
Is there a term for scroll up? that you give the treatment to the control group after the study?
No, but I think because she had like rights of the treatment group, so I think they have the right. Like, if I were to guess, it's just like that there was a chance that they were going to be put in the treatment group, and then after, like, they might have the ability to be given it as compensation. Could be wrong, but there's nothing else in the textbook that I think she can ask about that.
Okay.
Moving on, next word. Research misconduct. Pretty self-explanatory. But I think she might ask a question on like what it includes.
So those three?
Fabrication, falsification, and plagiarism.
So is it just those three?
Yeah.
FFP.
FFP.
Fly fast. Pelican.
Fuck.
Typically we would use a more explicit way to remember this. But it's PG. Fly fast, pelican. Fabrication, falsification, plagiarism. We've all done it once. Just kidding.
ChatGPT.
JD, pull up.
Yeah. Let's just. Do we hit all the vocab words here? Autonomy, informed consent, research misconduct, start of the data collection. Give me a pause. Fabrication. That is completely pulling shit out of your ass. Okay?
You're gonna rate that?
Yeah. You were literally making up shit that didn't happen.
Think of wiping your ass with some fabric.
Falsification. This is like manipulating the data and like being a little sly with the data.
You did some shit, but then you didn't like
Like
it.
you had data, but you did some slick shit with it, right? You manipulated it. Like, for example, you can like leave a result out. Let's say someone responded really bad to your drug that you really wanted to work. You just leave it out. Why not, right? Because it would have changed how the outcome would have been. Yeah, that's the difference.